I've got a fun video planned for us today because I have pulled things deep, and I mean deep out of the vintage vault for you today. These pieces you probably have not seen a lot on my channel, but they are some of my very favorite vintage pieces that I've thrifted over the years at thrift stores and estate sales. They're unique and weird, and to me, the weirder, the more obnoxious and over the top an item is, the more I love it. And the more likely I am going to keep this thing forever. So today I want to show you some of my very favorite vintage thrifted fashion finds. This slip I got years ago, and this is a bias slip from the 1930s. And I absolutely love the beautiful print on this. I think that if I could find this print in a wallpaper, I would just be over the moon for it. But it has this gorgeous, gorgeous print of big purple and pink ostrich plumes all over it. And it has little like botanicals and flowers and swirls of pearls. It's like the most beautiful romantic piece, and it's a nice long full length. I actually have doubled this up with another slip underneath and worn it as a dress. It's so beautiful, and I think it's too beautiful to be covered up under something. It needs to be like, it needs to be the star of the show. But I got this years ago at an auction for $17. Oh my gosh, I love kimonos. I think they're so beautiful and elegant, and they're literal pieces of art, especially this one that I have here. This is all silk, and the beautiful embroidery is what really got me, right? So this is all hand embroidered with that metallic thread, and it has almost like a puff like design to it, and this beautiful dragon and cloud design. Isn't that so stunning? This entire piece is silk. It's lined with silk. The outside is silk. It feels amazing on your skin, and the fact that it's in the most beautiful condition, it has some little tiny spots on it over the years that look like some discoloration or maybe like watermarks or something, but it's absolutely phenomenal. It has these beautiful little brass embossed buttons down the front of it too, which I think is extra special. I love to wear kimonos either with jeans, or you could wear them like with a nice wide leg pant. If you want to dress it up, like a wide leg trouser would look really beautiful. But if you actually want to enjoy these pieces like for everyday use, like what I did today, I'm literally just wearing like the most boring outfit actually. I'm just wearing jeans and like a white tank top, and I threw on this obnoxious necklace and a kimono I got at a garage sale. And I think it looks so elegant like that. And it's a really comfortable outfit to put together. And I realized that, I mentioned this before on my channel, but as I've gotten older, I enjoy pieces that are really elegant and beautiful and fun, but I also want it to be comfortable, because if I'm not comfortable, I'm not enjoying myself, I don't have a good attitude, and I'm not happy to be in the thing, you know? So I think that comfort is key when you're selecting pieces, or if you're picking out pieces that are vintage. You know, incorporate these things into your wardrobe, but find a way for you that makes them comfortable for you to wear every day or more often. This one is an absolute stunner. Okay, this one I have worn quite a bit because of the length of it. I have never found another kimono like this. Most of them are this long, like duster length, and this one I thought was especially beautiful because of the cropped jacket style of it. And hello, the sleeves are like a dream come true. It has a beautiful bell sleeve. Look at that. Isn't that so stunning? And the print is just, oh, that just had me. So this almost reminds me of like a wisteria or something that would be climbing on one of those beautiful garden trellises, but the blooms are so beautiful on this, and it's the same pattern all throughout the entire piece. So this, I don't know how this happened, but like the garage sale event that I went to and I found these were at separate sales, but it was the same day. So I found these two amazing vintage pieces. I think this one was like $5 for this, so that was such a deal. And this is silk as well. It's so pretty. I love this. But I think that if you were to start incorporating like vintage into your life, into your fashion life, starting out with vintage jewelry is like a really easy way to do it. If you're kind of scared to dip your toe into clothing, vintage jewelry, I feel like it's for everyone. Like everyone can enjoy a beautiful bracelet, a ring, a necklace, you know, and enjoy a part of history. This one I think is so stunning. I got this at a coin shop, believe it or not. Sometimes they will have jewelry, like pawn shops are also another great spot to look for vintage jewelry. And so is my website, thevintagebombshell.com. But this one I just loved. This is something I have never seen before. It's all sterling silver, and this has all these beautiful blooming roses all over the piece and these little dangling baubles. But I feel like, you know, putting together the clothing, the jewelry, and then of course the perfume, like scent for me is the biggest thing that really like ties in a complete look. It sets the tone, it sets your mindset, it gets you feeling like confident, you know. And for me, I was realizing like there was this one scent, I couldn't put my finger on it until I realized finally what it was. But all of these like perfumes I've been drawn to lately, they all have jasmine in them. And jasmine for me like reminds me of being a little girl, because around our pergola, like we had a hot tub when I was a little girl, and around that my mom had all these really beautiful blooming flowers and stuff, and there was like clematis and jasmine, and she had lilies and all these things, and that scent for me like always reminds me of like springtime and my dresses. And it just reminds me of my childhood, I guess, but and like just a happy time. But this is the perfect time to thank Scentbird for sponsoring today's video, because there was this perfume I've really been wanting to try. I got a little tiny vial of it, and that's the thing when I feel like when you get those little samples, you know, from the mall or those gift with purchases, they're like this little tiny thing, and it's not enough for you to know if you like the fragrance before you make an investment into it. That's what I think is pretty cool about Scentbird. So it's a monthly subscription service, and you can pick the fragrance that you want. So it's not some, you know, weird surprise that you're gonna get this perfume in the mail that you don't like. You can pick them out by, you know, the brand or fragrance notes that you're really drawn to. And for me, I love jasmine, I love rose, I love orange and neroli. Look at the size of the vial you get in these. It's like about a 30-day supply of fragrance in them. And the case is pretty cool. So it's like all magnetic. I got Scentbird years ago and I loved it, but I didn't know that they changed the cases to like this new design. So it's a magnetic reusable case, and you just twist the vial over to close it. So for me, I love it for travel. You know, pop these in your purse, leave one in the car, makes it really easy. I got a few different fragrances to try this month, and if I were to tell you to like pick one of them, because of course I have a favorite, I got the Madurai Mimo Paris. This one is so beautiful and it lasted a long time on me. It has turmeric, jasmine, and peach. The Harmonist Metal Flower is so beautiful because this one has the jasmine and also notes of rose in it. And then I tried the Veronique Gabai. This one is so beautiful as well. It's very light and it has jasmine, tuberose, and orange blossom in it. They let you choose a new designer fragrance every month for only 17 bucks. But right now, if you want to check it out, I did get a really, really great discount for you. So if you use my code BOMBSHELL, you can get 55% off your first month. Literally can't handle this coat. I know you just recently seen this one, but this coat is obviously special to me for so many reasons, but so special because my amazing subscriber Lisa gifted this to me as a Christmas present. I'm so grateful for it, and this is definitely something that I will have in my closet forever and just enjoy wearing, because I feel a lot of love when I wear this coat, you know? And it was so awesome because over the holiday season, and we were walking down the street and looking in some local shops, and people were literally like, love your coat, I love your coat. I was like, thanks. But this just, it kept me so warm, and it's so much fun to wear. That's what I keep telling you in this video though, but like, you should decorate your home with things that make you feel happy and fun, and you should also wear things that make you feel fun. You know, not every day has to be, you know, crazy and over the top with wild things, but I do feel like you should have a few things in your life that are kind of weird and silly, because we shouldn't take ourselves too seriously, and you are an individual, you know, like we shouldn't all look and dress the same. Like, what a boring vanilla world. Like, let's have fun. Let's be weird. Wear the weird things. Say the dumb stuff. Like, let's be silly, you know. I could go on and on about that, but I really do believe that we should all just have fun and not care so much. You'll notice what I'm waving around in my hand right now. Nicholas sent me this hat. I did not know Donny Brooke made a coordinating hat for my dream jacket. Thank you, Nicholas. Oh my gosh, this is gonna be so fun to wear this winter. It's next level, right? Like, give me a break. Look at this. Oh my gosh, thank you, Lisa, and thank you, Nicholas, for sending me this amazing hat. Like, I am complete now. This entire look is serving you all winter long. This is a really fun print. This is also another piece that I got at auction. Gosh, those were like the good old days. I haven't found vintage clothing at auctions in so many years, but this one, I was so surprised to find that it was not Lilly Pulitzer, but doesn't it look like it could be? I don't even know if this has, oh, it does have a brand in there. Maybe you'll know the brand. Oh, I have to tell you this story then. So this is a Tanner of North Carolina by Dorothy Cox. This is a Dorothy Cox dress. I should look this up. But I love the print. This is so Mad Men. Like, remember Megan in Mad Men? She always had like the coolest dresses and those little like short, she'd wear the baby doll dresses or the really high neck ones with a fun sleeve or something. But I could totally see her in this dress. This one is really, really fun to wear. And yes, I do actually wear this a lot in the summertime. But this, I forgot, it said Fairy Tale Rentals in it, 1960. So this piece actually came from an auction that it was all the wardrobes from a play. It was like all the costumes. It was like costume set stuff, and they had all kinds of like crazy over the top things like milkmaids and all these like weird things. But among them was this really cool dress that I found here. But gosh, I don't think I paid more than 20 bucks for it, but it's definitely one of my favorite pieces. This thing, oh my gosh, I hope this still fits. If I don't turn around for you in the video, that means I couldn't get the zipper zipped. You know, on eBay, I got it on eBay. On eBay, you can save things to your watch list or your favorites. And so late night scrolling, looking at things I don't need, I was like, oh, I like that dress. Like, where am I gonna wear this thing, right? Here it is. It made its way into my world. But so I clicked favorites on it, and then I was just like, girl, really, you don't need that dress. So I unfavorited it, and then I like immediately regretted the decision, because amongst the million things listed on eBay, I couldn't find it again because I needed it for my weird Halloween shoot. But I actually found it. It took me like about 2 weeks to be able to scroll through all the weird things and find the dress again. But the seller had it on there, and I think that this is probably from like the 80s or 90s. It's that brand Cachet. Do you remember that store in the mall? The video you need to watch is it's my Halloween decorating video from a few years ago. I'm wearing this dress in it, and it is so over the top and ridiculous, but that video, if you haven't seen it yet, it's really good, and it's actually one of I'm tuning my own horn, but it was one of the videos that took me like the longest to edit. I think I spent about 20 hours editing that video, and it's like a little baby masterpiece, so you should go watch it. This is something I feel like people are not looking for anymore, but you should. Now, let us take the basic, boring black pump. You usually don't see me wearing a high heel, but when I do, I'm gonna do something like this. The shoe buckle This is something you don't even see anymore. I don't even know if they make shoe buckles, but this little rhinestone one is from an estate. And I do have some of these in my collection. This is probably the biggest, most obnoxious one, so I brought it out for the video today. But look how amazing this is, right? So this shoe buckle is massive. And I feel like if you were to buy a shoe, like if you were to find a modern day shoe with this kind of amazement, can you imagine what that might cost? This piece is just so beautiful and catches so much sparkle, and it takes a really basic boring shoe and really elevates it to something special. So here we have business shoe. You could wear this to the office, and now you could take it to a party just like that. All right, so what I'd like to do now is I'm staring down at my little pile down there, but I have some really fun vintage jewelry pieces to share with you. And I also thought that this would be a great time for a little educational moment as well, because these are all really neat things that if you're a jewelry collector yourself, you might want to add to your own collection. I'm gonna start with the weird necklace that I'm wearing today. So this is very much a statement piece, and this is what's known as a runway necklace. They did a lot of these in the late 60s and 70s. Trifari was a huge designer back in the day who has some really incredible ones. One of my favorite necklaces that is a runway necklace. I wish I would have kept, because years ago I had an Etsy shop and I sold it, but I had a Trifari waterfall necklace, and that was a really cool mid-century modern 70s statement necklace. And this is another one. This piece is so crazy. So I need to do a little bit of repair myself because it's missing the little link right here of the babies. But it has these cool cherubs on it. Look at, isn't this crazy? It's so huge and ridiculous. And then it has this giant bib of a French swag here in the urn. I just love this piece. It's crazy over the top. I think I got this on eBay years ago, but it was just so fun. I had to bust this out for you today. This is one of my very favorite bracelets, and this is such a stunning piece because it's so dainty and it's so incredibly detailed and beautiful. And plus, I have really small wrists, and it's hard for me to find bracelets that fit them. I'm using my hands a lot on the computer. I like to play music and stuff, so sometimes those big clunky bracelets don't work for me, and I absolutely love this one. This is a Victorian, and I mean Victorian as in late 1800s, Etruscan wedding bracelet. So typically back in the Victorian era, you would wear these bracelets, one on each wrist, and it's really hard to find the set. So if you ever see two of these matching bracelets, get both of them because they're meant to be together. But there's just such beautiful things, and most of them are a bipass style, which means they're on a clamper like this, and then the back will bypass the other side. This is another really stunning piece. I've found some cameo brooches similar to this, but this is the only necklace I believe that I've ever found. So this style is called goofus glass, or it's a reverse glass cameo. So they'll take a piece of glass and they will carve out the image from the back side of the glass. And you'll see this a lot with glass, where there's a beautiful reverse glass dish I've seen a lot with the roses and the old antique gold, and then it's painted on the back side, so it almost gives you that 3D imagery look, which I think is really, really neat for a cameo. You know, and it really does look like an old portrait. But this is one that I really love to wear. I love the embossment on it, the filigree, and then that really pretty old gold of the cameo. This is a really neat one. So this is Victorian mourning jewelry. And again, I think this one is probably very late 1800s as well. So it's been reworked, because when I got this at a garage sale for $1. I don't know how that happened, but I was looking through sewing notions, because there were really pretty ribbons and buttons and things at this estate sale. And there was like old broken jewelry inside of the sewing kit, and this was one of the pieces that were in there. And when I pulled it out, I just thought, oh, you know, it's just an old broken necklace, maybe I can do something with it. And when I pulled it out, basically all that was missing was the clasp. So this has been reworked with like a shoe buckle clasp on it to make it functional and wearable again. But this is just so stunning. You know that show Penny Dreadful? She would, what's her name? Anne Green, is that her name? Anne Green, the really pretty brunette. She was wearing like this kind of jewelry in the video, and mourning pieces back in the Victorian era. It's really interesting. It's part of history, even though it is morbid. But back in the Victorian era, when you're mourning the loss of someone in your family, it wasn't, it was frowned upon to not only wear color, but also to like wear like jewelry in with your color. And if you did, it had to be black mourning jewelry. So this is how women would still get dressed up and also express their loss and mourning of someone that they lost by wearing mourning pieces. And it's M-O-U-R. But I just think they're so beautiful, and they're such an amazing, you know, part of history, and they're also really hard to find. In this case is one of my very favorite pieces, and this was a wish list piece. Okay, I was looking for this for so many years, and I finally found one. This is not the actual designer piece. There's a Margot de Tasco piece, and she was known for her Mexican sterling enamel work. But this is a piece that is very similar to one of hers, but I have wanted this serpent necklace for many years, and I finally found one. This one is in gorgeous condition, but it's like this really amazing collar style necklace, and all the enamel work is in like such perfect condition. But I love this because it's like fun and a little bit weird and makes you go, ugh, you know, it's a snake, a sneaky snake. All right, I hope you had fun in today's video. Please comment below and let me know what you think your favorite piece that I shared today is. And also thanks to Scentbird for sponsoring today's video. Don't forget, if you want to check it out, you can get 55% off your first month if you visit the link down in my description and use code BOMBSHELL.